gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Hey, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Come on in here. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm a little late, but it's okay. We here. We here. We here. We here. We are here. We are here. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if my microphone sounds good. She said, pin your coffee link. I thought I did. Hold on one second. I know I went to it, but maybe I didn't. Hold on one second. Copy. Let me drop it in here and pin it at the top. Y'all come on in here. I need y'all to tag people. I need y'all to share. We're going to talk about this, and we ain't going to stop talking about it. We're going to continue to talk about it, okay? Hey, everybody, y'all come on in here. We're going to talk about this story. We're going to continue to talk about it. I need you guys to share with your family, your friends, your groups on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Tell them to come on up in here. Let's have a conversation. I did some digging, honey. Y'all come on up in here. Y'all know what we're talking about. We are talking about the Karmelo Anthony case against Austin Metcalf and his family. Y'all see my title. Karmelo Anthony bond has been slashed tremendously, and we're going to talk about it. And the fact that it was slashed, it speaks volume, and we're going to talk about it. And also, was he defending himself from both of the brothers, or just Austin? We're going to talk about it. Okay, come on in here. Come on in here. This is my thumb tag, my thumbnail. Don't fit quite in there. Let me just say this right quick. Everything that I say out of my mouth is allegedly. This is based on my opinion. I understand that this is a high-profile case, and I understand that a lot of people may not like what I speak about on this channel. It is okay to have a difference of opinion. You can even stay in here and have a difference of opinion, but I just ask that everybody respect each other, okay? Respect each other's opinion. We don't always have to agree, but we do need to always remain respectful, all right? I know it's in the middle of the day. I know people are working. If one of my mods can put this in the sisterhood group so we can get some of those people on over here. And big shout out to those that are lit up in green. Those are my channel members. I do appreciate you guys for carrying this channel, keeping me coming back. I appreciate you guys. I do have a goal up there. I think it's 10 or 20 yellow super chats, not super stickers, but super chats. If you guys can help me reach that, that would be great. And I also have my coffee link. If you just want to throw your girl a tip or two, that would be great. All coffees will be called out as they come in. All right, so they did have, she said, yes, I'm back. Hey, Denise, she said, I'm talking about she said, they did have a bond hearing today, you guys. They had a bond reduction hearing today, all right? And in the bond hearing, it actually speaks very, very loud, the bond was reduced. Now, everybody knows that he had $1 million bond, all right? The bond has been reduced to $250,000. That speaks volume, okay? It speaks a lot of volume. Now, the prosecution tried to go in there and bring up a case from way back when dealing with Carmelo. Hold on, what noise is that? Is that me? Hold on one second. Let me put this on. Hold on, let me find out where it's coming from. Give me a second. All right, I had to find out where that noise was coming from. So anyway, Carmelo, they're calling him Anthony. So I hope you guys don't mind me calling him Anthony. Well, I'll call him Carmelo, so we'll know who we're talking about. Carmelo Anthony is the 17-year-old black kid here. And Austin is one of the twins. Austin has the shorter hair. And the reason why I put Hunter on this thumbnail, well, we're going to talk about it in a minute because, baby, he's just as involved. He's just as involved, okay? He's just as involved, and we're going to talk about it. I spoke briefly on it this morning. We're going to talk about more of it now, honey, by his own admissions. So I captured a little bit of 2 different interviews that Hunter has gave, and I'm going to play it, and I want you to pay attention to the language in which comes out of his own mouth, okay? Because he's just as much as involved. If not, he started it. Hunter, the one right here that's faced with, that looked like he's facing kind of away. He's the one that started all of this. And I want you to hear out of his own mouth, And then we're going to talk about some other things, okay? Like, well, let me just bring it up right quick and then because you're going to hear it also in the recording that I'm about to play. Out of the mother's own mouth, right? Her sons were 225 pounds, standing at 6'1", 6'1", right? 225 pounds. Karmelo Anthony was 130 pounds, standing at 5'9", 5'9", 130 pounds against two big 225 pounds standing at 6'1". Now, I know a lot of you guys probably like, well, Amoira, that doesn't make a difference, whatever. Why it doesn't? Why it don't make a difference? Why 225 pounds, two big boys don't make a difference? I'm about to play a video, and I want you guys to hear out of Hunter's own mouth. Karmelo Anthony was sitting underneath the tent as these two twin boys walked up and saw him. It's not like they were already sitting there and this little black kid just came up. I want you to hear with your own ears out of Hunter's own mouth. He says, we walked up from some concession stand, right? They were doing some concessions, getting concessions or whatever. They walked up and the black boy was already sitting there. Okay? So it's not like, because they keep saying in the news that, he came and sat over there to start problems. How did he come to start problems when he saw a tent? It was raining. He saw a tent that was open, right? And he sat there for cover and he was on his phone talking. And then here come two big giants. Now, I'm not saying that they wasn't with anybody else because they probably were, right? They probably was with other team players. However, those two big giants, you're going to hear out of Hunter's own mouth that those two big giants walked up and sat down underneath the tent. Hunter noticed the black kid speaking behind him, and he turns around and asks him, why are you here? Who are you and why are you here? I want you to hear it for yourself, okay? All right, let's take this down and let's put this up. And when you hear it, you're going to hear it. Well, how I do sometimes. I make it play duplicated. So I duplicated some things because I want you to take heed to what he's saying, okay? Turn your volumes up. As soon as you hear it, put a thumbs up in the chat and let me know that the volume is good on this recording that I did.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move.
The reason why I did that duplicated because he said, we asked him to move. We asked him to move, meaning it was more than just Hunter that asked him to move. We asked him to move. Now, y'all know how I do, so I'm going to play it again because I want you to pay attention.
At track, we asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move.
And my brother stepped in. Which means that Hunter started this shit. Hunter, the one that you're looking at right now, he initiated it. We asked him to move, and my brother stepped in, which means that it was more than just Austin. We thought the other day that it was just an altercation between Austin and Carmelo. Well, guess what, you guys? It was not. It was both brothers involved. Both brothers, and witness statements has come out and said that both brothers were against one Karmelo Anthony. All right, you guys? All right, let's go back. We and my brother stepped in. Listen.
Sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. My brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see.
Austin grabbed his backpack. Okay. Now in the police report, it says Austin pushed him. Okay. In the police report, it said that the brother said Austin pushed him. So now you're going to hear three different statements. Okay. From the brother, Hunter. Hunter says, "My brother grabbed his backpack." But in the police statement that was written up the exact same day, the brother said, "My brother Austin pushed him, trying to remove him from the stand." Okay, excuse me, from the tent, from the tent. Okay.
Stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw.
Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys. And how did it happen?
225 pounds. You heard it out the mother's mouth. Both of them are big boys. My big baby, he was 225 pounds. Did you hear that? Let's play it again.
I saw him.
Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys.
Now, 225 pounds, the arrest record, right? Let me pull that up right quick because I didn't pull it up. Let me just pull up the arrest record. Arrest record. Hold on one second because I want you to see for your own eyes. Karmelo Anthony. I want you to see the difference, okay? Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Oh, it's so blurry. Hold on. Hold on. That's okay. I got it. Don't worry. It's making it blurry for me, but I got it. I'm trying. It's making it blurry as I blow it up, but give me a second. We're gonna get it to where it's not so blurry. Oh man, why they got it so blurry? All right, let's pull up this arrest record right quick. Let's see if it'll come up for me. Let me see if am I gonna be able to zoom in. Ooh, give me a second. Ooh. Wait a minute, you guys. When I blow it up, it gets blurry. Oh, anyway, trust me when I tell you, okay? The arrest record shows that he is. Let me go back out because it's too blurry. I can't even read right here. But he is 5'9", 130 pounds. If you don't believe me, just go to Google and type in Karmelo Anthony's arrest record. It gives his height, his age, his weight, and where he worked and all of this stuff, okay? So the arrest report says that the black kid was 130 pounds. As you heard, the mother out of her own mouth says that she got two big giants, okay? Her big giants was 225 pounds. Let's run it by, okay? Her two big giants.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys. And how did it happen?
So there was a...
Okay, now this is a different account of Hunter explaining the story. Now this is the third account that he's explaining the story that I know of. Hell, it may be more. But he did it on the arrest report. He made a statement. Then the one I just showed you, and now this one. This is the third one that I've seen, and they're different. I want you to hear what Hunter has to say now, okay? Here we go. Let's run it.
Both of them big boys, and how did it happen?
So it was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. Me, my brother, a couple kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went.
Me, my brother, and a couple of kids was walking back. Did you hear that? So they wasn't under the tent. Please pay attention to the lingo. Me, my brother, and a couple of the kids was walking back from wherever the hell they was walking back from. Let's run it again. They was walking back from somewhere.
So it was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. Me, my brother, a couple kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school.
So they was walking back from the field house of the middle school. So they wasn't even there when Carmelo sat up underneath the tent, you guys. It wasn't like Carmelo came, like they said, and tried to start some shit. Carmelo didn't know the two big country white boys was even sitting under the tent. You understand what I'm saying? He saw an empty ass tent. He sat under the tent to get out the rain. And here come two big country white boys with their friends to approach him. Listen for yourself.
From the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school, and we were saying hello to old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid says something behind me. We come back, we sit down, and this kid.
That's me playing duplicate because I want you to hear how he said, we come back, we sit down, and this kid behind me. So they went and sat in their tent, and he heard the black boy talking on the phone behind him. Wasn't even talking to him, mind you. He wasn't even talking to him. Listen.
We're not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid says something behind me. We come back, we sit down, and this kid says something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is.
What did he just say? My brother stepped in. Let's run it back. My brother stepped in. Again, it started with Hunter. It started with the dude on the channel right here, you guys, out of his own ass mouth. It started with Hunter. So is Hunter the cause of his own brother's death right now? Is Hunter? Is he a part of why his brother is unalive? Is his brother always taken up for him? Listen, my brother stepped in. Let's go back. My brother stepped in. Second time he said that.
I knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. My brother stepped.
Always how he always is. My brother stepped in, and he was how he always is, having my back. So now it don't just take one big country, 225-pound boy. It takes two. So why did Hunter need Austin, another 225-pound guy, to take up for him against a 130-pound dude? If Karmelo Anthony is 130 pounds, I'm bigger than 130 pounds. Okay, you guys? I'm bigger than 130 pounds. I don't need another person my weight to protect me from somebody that's significantly smaller than me. Okay? The black kid, again, was 135 pounds. The white boys were 225 pounds each. That's almost 500 pounds. Okay? So now you don't not only have to deal with one of them, you got to deal with two. Hello? We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Let's go.
And uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. Started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more like higher intensity. The kid said
things start getting more high intensity. Well, I wonder how high intensity did it get? You got two big, healthy looking dudes against one 135 pounds guy. And he said things start getting more high intensity. I wonder, you got two big guys going at it with a smaller dude, and things start getting more high intensity. Okay. What did I tell y'all earlier today? I told y'all, I said, I bet he was threatened. I bet he was threatened, and out of Hunter's own mouth. Hunter is the one that initiated the conversation with the black guy, and his brother stepped in. Okay. His brother stepped in and added to the altercation. Okay.
how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more like higher intensity. The kid said some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And
Austin tried to handle the problem. He said the boy said some aggressive stuff. The aggressive stuff is if you put your hands on me and see what happened. And Austin tried to handle the problem. And he even put in the police report, we didn't think he had anything in the bag. They called his bluff, is what Austin did. So when Austin pushed him, he pushed him thinking you ain't got nothing in that bag. They didn't think he had anything in the bag. Let's continue.
some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is like because they have personal items there.
a lot of stuff gets stolen and just like that, just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us don't let, other schools, like mess with our stuff, just sit around our tent area. And we set that up for the girls track every meet we had. So it's just like, he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. And it was it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
So this part right here, the reason why I recorded this part, because I want you to hear, there's rumors going around that they're saying that the black kid came from a horrible family, bad background, upbringing, this, that, and the other. I reported to you guys earlier today that the black kid, let me make sure I put that up here too. Let me try to see if I can get it right quick. I know I have it, but I think I have it on my laptop, my iPad, and not my, I got it. Okay. I'm going to show you their family because their mom and dad has been married for 17 years. This is Austin's beautiful mother, his father. This is Austin. Excuse me. Carmelo. Scratch that, you guys. Scratch that. Okay. This is Carmelo, the black kid, Carmelo Anthony's beautiful mother right here in the purple and orange dress. The father with the purple bow tie. His siblings, he got two brothers and a female sibling, a sister. Okay. So this is Carmelo's family. The daddy of the twin boys said that what type of family would raise a kid to bring a weapon to a track meet? So he insinuated that the black kid came from a broken, dysfunctional family. And I want to show you the clipping of the son, Hunter, trying to shush his mama up because he don't want his mama to put out that their family is the one that's broken, okay? And what I mean by broken, they're divorced. And the daddy was charged with sexual assault in 2011. Okay? You heard me. Yeah, no, not that daddy, y'all. I'm talking about the twins' father. Yeah. The one that actually came on and said, what type of family did this young 17-year-old boy was raised in because he had a weapon? Right? Yeah. The The daddy was charged with estate in 2011. All right. So I want to put this back up because I want you to hear. I want you to hear the teen Hunter try to hush his mama up from not saying that that's not her husband. She's going to stop him from saying that's her husband, and he shushed him up. Okay,
Gentleman, that's
Our coach has always told every meet we had. So
hold on,
he was just
it's
Happened
coming.
then. Stepped up. What happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive, he grabbed the bag. And then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, just grabbing his chest.
Yes, the white father had the charges, not Carmelo. If I'm getting it mixed up, y'all, trust me when I said the black kid father is not the one with the charge. I'm saying the twin boy's father, the same guy that said what type of family. The same guy that said what type of family would raise a kid like Carmelo, the same guy that actually said it is the one that's charged. Okay. So no, let's please get it right. All right.
I'm going to ask you one last question.
Listen to
I've seen
this.
interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay. Someone else. Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So he said, shh. He doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't want nobody to know that that's not her husband. Look again. He says, I hear your husband. They don't correct him because they don't want nobody to know that they're in a broken ass family themselves. Come on, like, give me you guys, when you're divorced, is a broken family, right? Let's go. Oh, shoot. Why is it not playing? Hold on one second. It's okay. It froze on me. Give me a second. We're going to bring it right on back up. No problem. Can y'all hear me? Shoot. Crap. Can y'all hear me? It tried to freeze on me, but no problem. We about to get this video right on back up. Stop playing. We're going to get this video right on back up. We're going to get it right on back up. Here we go. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Trying to get the video back up. It's trying to trip on me. Why is it not highlighting? It's okay. I'll just airdrop it. Hold on. I airdrop it again. I don't even know how I did that, but it's okay. Can y'all hear me? I had to change browsers. I don't know why, but we ain't stopping. Let me know if you can hear me. Why is it not opening? Close this window. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm closing some windows. Maybe I have too much stuff open. Close. Give me a second. Maybe I opened up too much stuff, but I'm gonna start closing some stuff so I can get this video back up. We pretty much heard though. All right, tell me if you can hear it.
There was
Is it an echo? Let me know if there's an echo.
this kid before I knew his
with you. I saw him last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay. But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man. That he forgave this other young man, and he got.
Okay, so y'all hear echo? It says, oh, it's an echo. Good Lord, hold on. It says that my connection was lost. That's why it booted me out like that. I don't know why my connection was lost, but let me see if I can go back in Chrome since I got my connection back. It said my connection was lost. Anyway, I could talk the rest of it. We don't even need to hear the rest of it. I can talk the rest of it, okay? You don't have no more check to see if your Bluetooth is off. You don't hear echo now, do you? Let me know. You don't hear echo now that I stopped the recording? Now that I stopped the recording, you don't hear echo, do you? Let me know if you still hear the echo. Okay, no. All right. So we pretty much heard it, you guys, as far as it saying that she said that it was that Boyce was 225 pounds. Hunter said out of his own mouth twice, now 3 times, that he initiated contact with the fella. Okay. He initiated the contact with the fella. Now, there is another recording of a witness that I want you to hear, but I may just have to put it in a video. But the witness has come forward and said the same thing. He basically corroborates Hunter's statement and said the boy was sitting under the tent on the phone, right? And the 2 twin boys walked up and started it with the boy, okay? He basically corroborates Hunter's story. Hunter's story of the boy was sitting there under the tent and they walked up to him. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody on the outside looking may have thought like, wait a minute. They started it with the young fella, but you know what I'm saying young fella, but they the same age. They started it with the black boy because the black boy was sitting there as they was walking back from wherever they said they went to some middle school. You understand what I'm saying? So again, there is witness statements that corroborates the black kid sat there. He saw a tent. It was raining. And if you see a tent and it's raining and nobody is there and you sit up under it, you don't think that you're going to have people coming back under the tent to try to, push you out of the tent. And Hunter said out of his own mouth that his brother pushed him out of the tent. Okay. Again, 225 pounds, 6'1", both boys against 135 pounds, 5'9". The reason why I'm saying that, you guys, is because the self-defense charge or the self-defense that he's going to try to go for. I did some digging, right? And I said, well, can he claim self-defense if he thought that his life was in danger, right? And people might say, well, Amoira, how's his life in danger when he was just pushed? But he was just pushed, but he was approached by more than just one person. So now you're cornered. Now, you don't know what's going to happen to you. So I want to ask you guys in the audience before we move forward. If two big people approach you and try to tell you, you need to move, you need to get out of here, you don't belong here. Two big people, not one, but two. And then they threaten you, because I do believe that he was threatened. Because why else would he say, if you put your hands on me, see what happened? He wouldn't have never said, if you put your hands on me, see what happened, if they didn't say they were going to put their hands on them. It's going to come out, you guys. Just hold tight. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Okay? Why would he say, if you put your hands on me, see what happened? Because the two boys said that they would put their hands on him. Okay? It is out of his own admission. Both boys were involved, not just one. Both of them. Both of them tried Carmelo. So Carmelo defending himself by stabbing him with that knife, and I probably shouldn't be saying those words on this channel, but you know, by poking him in the chest or whatnot, and then immediately taking off running, tells me that he was in fear for his life. Thank you, Platinum. She said, dropping in the show support is a mad rush with business tech clients. Oh, thank you, Platinum. So that tells me when he poked him one time and took off running, that he was in fear of his life. I believe that Carmelo thought it was going to escalate beyond that. So he poked him and he took off running because he was in fear of his life. Okay, that is my belief. As I'm hearing more and more of this story, and as I'm hearing more of Hunter's own testimony, I hope Hunter keep talking. Baby, keep talking, Hunter, because the more and more Hunter talks, the more and more things are going to be revealed. So again, today was the bond reduction hearing. The judge, and let me tell you something, people may not take heed to this, but the judge reducing the bond from $1 million to $250,000 with house arrest. He's going to be under house arrest. He has to wear an ankle monitor, and he has to remain in his parents' residence. It speaks volume, you guys. His bond was $1 million, and they even tried to skew the news outlet by doing these around the clock interviews, trying to taint everybody that's listening to this case, right? Trying to taint their minds and all that. The judge said no. The prosecution even came forth and brought up an altercation that happened between Carmelo and another kid from years ago. Okay? From years ago. So again, the judge reduced the bond, slashed it from $1 million to $250,000. Now, the Karmelo Anthony's family has now raised over $400K on a Give, Send, Go campaign for legal fees. They have raised over $400,000, whereas the Metcalf family has raised over $336,000. Okay, probably more than that, because you know they got a female, they got the mother GoFundMe and the father GoFundMe. So the father GoFundMe is over 300 and some thousand. The mother GoFundMe is almost 200,000. So they both capitalizing off of their son's death, over $500,000. She said, listen, if I was a cop with a gun, could fear for his life, faced with an unarmed civilian, a young teenager could fear for his life, confronted by two bullies. He was confronted by two bullies. You are absolutely correct. He was confronted by two big 6'1", 225-pound guys. Okay. Now, we didn't know this information last week when I first covered the story. I didn't realize that the guys were so goddamn big. And I didn't realize that Carmelo was so little, 130 pounds. There's a lot of us females in here right now that's bigger than this young fella, okay? 130 pounds. Now, I'm not excusing what he did as far as resulted to that extreme. But now that I know that both boys was involved, not just one, I'm gonna call it self-defense, and I stand with Karmelo Anthony on this here channel. I stand with Karmelo Anthony, not saying that I am disregarding a life was taken. I understand a life was taken, okay, right? And however, I don't like the way the family is going around trying to excuse the fact that they big ass 225-pound son put his hands on a 130-pound guy. All right. She said, please read my statement. All right, Robbie, if it's too far up, she said, does Texas have to only pay 10%? Absolutely, 10%. 10%. Well, you know, it's not just a Texas thing, it's a bondsman thing. So a bondsman can take 10%. So that's $25,000. And the remaining of the money will be for his defense. And I trust and believe that he's going to raise more money because there's more people behind him, okay? There's more people behind him. She said, hi, Amoira, did you watch the interview with the second twin and his mom? She made a statement saying that the Metcalf said Carmelo to move because of the person belong. Yes, I just played it. Not Hami. How you say your name? I may have messed it up. Excuse me if I messed up your name. But yes, I just played that recording that the mom out her own mouth said that he's used to stepping in and taking up and doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is not putting your hands on nobody else's child or putting your hands on nobody, period. So in my opinion, the judge slashing that damn bond from 1 million to 250,000 speaks volume. Now I'm gonna give you different reasons that I think the reason why the judge slashed the bond, okay? It could be numerous of things, and I'm just gonna read some of them off because I looked it up. I've been doing my own damn research, okay? It could be for several reasons. Well, for one, $1 million bond is an excessive bail. $1 million from a first-time offender, 17-year-old, 4.0 student, okay? Good, clean record, come from a good, clean, decent-ass family is excessive, okay? All right? Especially when it's already been noted that he was hit first, okay? He was hit first, no matter what, all right? So the 8th Amendment prohibits excessive bail. $1 million is excessive, okay? All right? Again, the defendant background. So defendant background, he had no prior histories. He had strong family support, good academics. He had a 4.0. He was being looked at by other colleges, and he had a job at HEB grocery store. Low risk for flight. He can't go flying by himself because he's 17 years old, and he was no threat to the community. If a person seems stable and nonviolent on paper, the judge may reduce the bond, and he did. Also, you guys, pay attention to this. New information comes to light can also be a reason the judge dropped the bond. If the defense bring evidence that contradicts the prosecution claim or showing mitigating circumstances, it can sway the judge's opinion. The tape itself, the thing was recorded, the footage itself, and the witnesses' statements that has come forward, they made every single witness out there give up their phones, which I find to be kind of weird because they was given up to the police officers. Nevertheless, we ain't gonna get into that. Whole nother story. But every witness had to give up their phones so they couldn't alter the footage that was in there. So the fact that they gave up their phones, because y'all know people whip out their phone and videotape things, right? So they had to give up their phones. So all of that was turned over as well. So the judge was able to hear new information regarding the case, okay? So the fact that there was more evidence brought, we don't know what the evidence was. We don't know exactly what it was, should I say. We know it was the phone. We know it was the recordings. We know it was the school recording, the footage, right? But we don't know what was on it. But whatever it was, it helped sway the judge's opinion. Also, like I said, he was a 4.0 GPA student good behavior, leadership role. What people don't realize, Karmelo Anthony actually is a hero. Let me pull this article up. He actually saved a young man's life from drowning. Let me pull it up right quick. All this stuff can be collaborated, okay? He saved a drowning kid. Let me see when this was. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so back in, let me see how old he was. Give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. He saved a kid. Let me get when this was. I'm gonna pull the article up for you. It's telling me to sign in. I don't want to have to sign in. All right. Okay, so back in, when was this? This is Karmelo Anthony right here. When he was, let me see how old he was. He was, I'm trying to see how old he was. Well, anyway, her son, this is Karmelo Anthony, the guy. He helped save her 6-year-old son from drowning, right? He was drowning. He walked by and he saw it, and it says, I don't know what I did. I just ran in there. I feel like it was instinct, is what he said. He literally went in there and saved another kid's life. Okay, he was 14. Thank you. He was 14 years old when he saved, what was the guy, 6 years old? He was 14, and the guy was either 6 or was he, somebody said he was younger than 6. Was he 3 or 6? It says 6-year-old. Okay, it was a 6-year-old boy. Raw truth, it said he was 6, or yeah. It was a 6-year-old boy was drowning, and Karmelo Anthony, this is what you call selfless service. Okay, she said, Amoira, it was 3 years ago. The boy was 6. Yes, it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, the boy was 6 years old. So a 6-year-old was drowning. He saw it and ran in. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't think for one moment. It was instinct, he said. He didn't give it a second thought. That is what you call. She said that statement insinuate racial profiling, or am I reaching more? That's okay. Don't stress too much about my name. It's sad a child lost his life, or bully can push to a brink. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say your name right, but thank you for that. So again, that's selfless service. A lot of people don't have that in them. They will see somebody drowning and they will still try to help, but they may call and get help or whatever. They ain't jumping in no damn lake or whatever after no young fella or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So that's selfless service. This right here, you won't see going all across the damn news or whatnot. It says bystander saved child from a drowning pool. You won't see this going across the news because they want to paint Karmelo Anthony as a horrible individual that came from a horrible ass family. That is how they want to paint this young fella. This young fella is a hero. He saved a life. Okay? So anyway, I'm only saying this to say all of this stuff was presented before the judge. Okay? And the judge made a decision to slash the bond from $1 million to $250,000. So they said if they meet the bond, which I believe they will, Carmelo will be home today with his family. He will be home today. Now, he has since changed legal defense. His new lawyer is now, his name is, I think is what I say his name was? I think it's Mike Howard is his new lawyer. He is a seasoned Dallas-based criminal defense attorney, okay? And the reason why they changed, not because of the other team was a bad lawyer, it's just that they said this guy is a beast. He's one of the best in Dallas, Texas. This family, let me put the family photo back up. I hope they don't mind me showing the whole family, including the kids. If they do, if they strike me, I'll just delete it out. His family, his wholesome ass family. They've been married for 17 years, you guys. His wholesome family want the best for their son. Okay? They do not want to see their son in prison for 99 damn years. Okay? They don't want to see their son, their hero, okay, in prison for 99 years, all because he wanted to sit under a tent and not get wet. She said, did you see the video of the twins about to fight a black dude? No, send that to me. Let me get that. Send that to me. Anything that y'all find on this case, as long as it's verified, don't send me no bullshit because I don't want to have to report no bullshit. You know, I'm going to look it up again myself to find out if it's relevant. I mean, if it's true information. I don't want to report no bullshit. And I know a lot of bullshit is going around. So make sure it's them. Okay. So she said, I think they know his lawyer is not about to play with them. So they said this lawyer is a beast. Okay. And I'm glad that they have to do what they got to do and whatnot. But anyway, but let me just finish a little bit. So I said that another reason why the judge will reduce the bond, slash the bond, is if new information came to light, okay, new evidence came. Also, if they feel like the jails are overcrowded, they will also reduce the bond. If they feel like, okay, he's a non-violent person and he can be monitored at home, the jails are just overcrowded right now. We don't need somebody that has never gotten in trouble just sitting there, you know, until they can come up with $1 million bond, right? Or the judge tries to ensure that people aren't punished before they are convicted. Because in America, you are innocent until found guilty. So he's innocent. Now, I believe that him and his lawyer are going to go for self-defense, and I would too. If I had two big-ass 225-pound people coming at me at one time, I would do what I got to do to get out of there, you know, out of harm's way. I would do what I got to do. It's no longer last week when I reported on this, it was Austin against Carmelo. And that's how I reported it. It was Austin against Carmelo. Now that I know that his big ass brother had something to do with it too, it was two big ass guys against one young fella. Period. Okay? So if you want to know why I swayed, that's why. Because his brother said out of his own damn mouth, he initiated the shit. He started it with this young fella. Okay? The whole community praised, and now they say community is saying he is a terrible kid. Yeah, they trying to say he's a terrible kid, but he's not. The police will not get rid of the evidence. Gathering the phones preserve the original evidence from being altered, which probably favor Carmelo bond reduction. Okay, thank you. That's from one of our retired police officers. So y'all know our big sis Glenn is gonna tell us. She said I put it in the group. All right, let me look at the group at what Candy put out. Hold on. Let's pull it up right quick. Let's put it up right quick. So you said that they are fighting another black kid. Can you tag me in it right quick? Can you tag me in where he's fighting? Because I see a lot of I don't see it. Can you tag me right quick, Candy? So I can pull it up. She said, I just sent it to you. Okay, hold on. Okay, thank you. Let me look at it first before I hold on one second. All right. Hey, Candy, how do you know that this is them? It doesn't look like them to me. This is exactly how it happened, acting tough, and then when they get their heads cracked for being violent, they play the victim. Everyone is saying he was a good kid. He was an angel. Every time it's a victimhood. Austin Metcalf. But how do you know this is him? Let me pull up his picture again because this don't look like him. Hold on. Let me just make sure this is him because I don't want to show. Let me look at this kid. Oh, hell yeah, that's him. Hold on. Well, let me see. Now, hold on. Let me put it on mute. Let me just see right quick. Is this him? Give me a second. Give me a second. Y'all know they say we look alike. Hell, they kind of looking alike on here. Let me just see if this is him. How do you know this is him? Oh, because he got a twin brother right there. That dude look just like his ass. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's him. All right, I'm gonna play it, you guys. I pray that YouTube don't make me take this video down. It's a bunch of cussing and stuff in it. If you guys can help me meet my goal today, that would be greatly appreciated because I don't know if this live stream will be monetized because it's gonna have cussing and violence in it. But I want to show you guys the video that they're saying is him. Okay. All right. Let's put it up. Here we go. Let's run this shit.
What did he say? What did you say? Say the N-word. Oh, we good, bro. She said the N-word. He said the N-word, though. We good. You get back in the fucking car. I don't have to, though. You get the fucking car. You get the fucking car. I won't. The fucking car. I won't, though. I won't. The fucking car, bro. I won't. I won't. I won't. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I dare you. Get the fuck out of here. I dare you. I dare you. Get the fuck in there. Get the fuck out there. I'll let you get the first one right now, bro. I'll fucking ass. You do it. Do it. I'll let you get the first one. I'll let you get the first one. Shut the fuck up. You go to jail. You go to jail. You go to jail. You go to jail. I'm fucking right here. I'm fucking right here. I'll let you get the first one. Right here. Right here. Go. You first one. First one. You get the fuck out of here. First one. You get the first one. Out of here. You go to jail. You go to jail. You talk to her. You go to jail. First one. You don't fucking first one. Come on. You don't fucking white power. White power. You show me the N-word. She told me the N-word. She told me the N-word, though. Okay, you see the other twin right here. That's one twin, and that's the other twin right here. Okay? She told me the N-word. She told me the N-word. She told me the N-word. I'll let you get the first one. Hey, Jim Crow laws. White power. White power. You fucking go. White power. Jim Crow laws. Jim Crow. Trump all day. Trump all day. White power. White power. Jim Crow. She told me. Okay. So again, I'm just reporting the news. This is allegedly the twins back in the day. Okay. All right. She said that don't really look like him. Well, yes, they're saying it is him. Okay, they're saying it is him. Let me read some of the comments. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. She said, yeah, but he got girls holding him back. Let me just read some of the comments. When I said it didn't look like him, but then when I looked at this photo right here, it does look like him to me. It absolutely looks like him when I looked at this photo. Let's go back a little bit.
I tell all my business.
Say, what did he say? What did you say? Say the N-word. Oh, we good, bro. She said the N-word. She said the N-word, though. We good. You get back in the fucking car. I don't have to, though. You get the fucking car. I don't have to. Get the fucking car. I won't. The fucking.
Hold on, let me see. I want to see something right quick. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second. You got people up under here saying, why was the black guy there? So most people are asking, why is the guy even there? So no one is saying that it's not him. No, nobody in these comments. I'll drop the link for you guys to go and look yourself if you want. But nobody in these comments is saying that that's not him. They're just saying, why is the black guy there? Okay. So I just dropped the link. Yes, you can take a look for yourself, and then you can come back and see if come back and say again if you think that it's him or not. Okay. Nobody is saying that it's not him. They're just saying, some people are coming in saying, why is the white guy, why is the black guy even there? Anyway, it says, I have a working relationship with YouTube. I have a working relationship with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Only law enforcement can get the original digital fingerprints, even if it's deleted or edited. We can get the original. Oh, okay. She said there's even video footage of the fight someone recorded. Okay, where is the show me that, J-Lu. Send me that part, because on this one, this was not the fight itself. This was not the fight. Can you send me that one? She said, Amoira, scroll down your disclaimer. Oh, well, I've already put my disclaimer up plenty of times, but I'll put it back. Why do it even matter why they were there? Because that's how they do things. They literally think that, we should. I actually heard some news commentary to come out and said the black boy should have just got up and left. She said, well, if that's the deceased twin, he didn't go to jail. He went to the party. So funny. Arjana, you funny girl. She's just shaking my head. He's a very aggressive person, probably why his brother always had to take up for him. Can make the social media platform pull up deleted files if corrected. J-Lu, let me know when you send. She said, I just heard them say that in an interview. Oh, okay. So you don't have it. Oh, okay. If you guys get a video footage of the fight, please send it to me. Please and thank you. I appreciate y'all. Oh, she said, Amoira, I sent it to your inbox, an alleged witness speaking on that. So I got that. I have that, but I didn't know if it was going to play or not. Let me pull it up right quick. Because it was echoing, so I didn't know if it was going to play. He pretty much said the same thing that the other guy, that Hunter said. He collaborates Hunter's story. All right, let's listen.
Hey, everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they
Can y'all hear it?
Get all extra wet.
Let me know if y'all can hear this. And without the echo, let me know if it's echoing or not, okay?
Dude was sitting up on the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughter was up on this.
Can y'all hear that? Without the echo? Let me know if you can hear it without the echo. No echo. Okay, thank you so much.
It was raining. It got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up on the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughter was up on the same goddamn tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity. So I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
So this collaborates what Hunter himself said. They walked up and saw the boys sitting there. Okay, this collaborates what he was saying. They wasn't even under the tent at the time.
Walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and whatever. They went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah. It wasn't just one. It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that's got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. He had a. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is at least 5 to 10 miles away. It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet.
Now that part, he said it was a community track meet. It wasn't a school track meet. I think as long as it is a school event, it's still considered under the school. Okay, as long as it's a school event. All right. Let me show you right quick what. Now this one is a long one. I may have to fast forward it to get to the part that I want you guys to see. How do I give me a second? Let me bring this up on the screen. But he collaborates Hunter's part. He basically says, she said at the bond hearing, the DA did in fact bring up about Carmelo having a knife at the school. Even so, this will be an issue at trial. What would be an issue at trial, Ms. Shine? Amoira, they didn't show the fight at the press conference today. Austin parents did testify. All right, we're gonna listen to. I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I'm gonna show just a little bit. I don't think that was the twin that hollered white power. I think that was actually the black boy himself that hollered white power. I think his lawyer is going to speak. Let me know if it's echoing, please. Exactly, it's me, Key. That's what I heard too, Rathana, that his lawyer is the bomb. They said his lawyer did not come to play. Let me see if I can fast forward it just a little bit. Hold on, because.
And district attorney, and I'd like to say, take no questions.
How you doing, Bob? Doing good. You come up this far north you usually do. Yeah, I had come for this one.
If I was a little closer, y'all, I would go to every last one, but it's 4 hours away. So I don't know if I'll be able to go. I may go to one, but I don't think I'll be able to go to all of them. It's 4 hours away. But baby, I may go to the trial though. I ain't gonna lie, I might have to go get me an Airbnb in Dallas and go to the trial.
No. And then who else we waiting on? That's not the families are all still inside.
I want to fast forward it all the way into. Okay, here we go. Let's go back.
Asked him, and they only charged me with having a weapon on them.
I just want to hear
when
here they come. Here they come.
Do this in here.
Now the black guy is the advocate. Remember, he's not an attorney. He is an advocate. He is an advocate for the family. This is his new attorney. His name is what's his name? Mike Howard. Okay, they say he's a motherfucker. Okay, a whole motherfucker.
What's up, man? What's so good? Okay.
Oh, okay. So me said that she attended. Okay, good job, me. So we had one of our sisters attend the trial, or not the trial, but the bond hearing today. And she said at the press conference, you are right, Sean. They kept asking the judge, why are we here? They didn't like the fact of even giving him a chance. Exactly. Why are we here? Like, why are we here? He shouldn't even be up for a bond at all. There's no way he should get a reduced bond. Okay. She said it was crowded seating inside the court today. Crowded seating. Well, girl, I may have to come down there one or two of these times. You hear me? Child, it's 4 hours away, but we might have to do what we got to do. She said yes. As soon as his lawyer started talking, I was like, yep, he's definitely on his shit. Okay, let's listen, y'all. Let's listen. Hey, moderators, can y'all please try to get me at least a few more support here, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Carmelo.
And the reason why I'm asking for support, you guys, on this, because I know a lot of people are not going to support this. They want to hear the drama. They want to hear about Robert. They want to hear about his little ankles. But I want to talk about something different. So I know it's going to be hard trying to pull support. So if you guys can support me on commentary like this, is more interesting to me anyway, you guys. So if y'all can help me out with this type of commentary, I will continue to bring this type of commentary, because I mean, how many times can we talk about Robert's ankles? You know what I mean? But let's go. Thank you all in advance.
Oh, yeah. Come on, boy.
Right here on that crowd. Right up front. Go ahead and mic it up. Y'all ready? Get that closer, baby. Are you ready? 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Okay. Good. Everybody good? Every Texan has the right to defend themselves when they reasonably fear for their life. Self-defense is a protection that applies to each and every one of us. There are two sides to every story. And Carmelo is a 17-year-old kid, an excellent student. He is the captain of his track team. He is the captain of his football team. And prior to this, what was on his mind was what college he was going to go to. This is a tragedy all the way around for both families. Rushing to judgment, trial by public perception and trial by media is not how we ensure justice is done.
Right.
We are confident that after a full investigation, that the truth will come out. Thank you.
Mike, you took umbrage with the state's assessment. It was simple.
I'm loving it already, you guys, but let's continue.
Really? Why is that?
Well, the fact of the matter is, like I said, there's two sides to every story, and we've only heard one side. In any criminal case, the police investigate, and the defense is always far behind that. And so it is a one-sided investigation to this point, and even that investigation is still ongoing. So to say that it happened this way or that way is just not accurate at this point. All of the facts are going to come out, and that's why our system of justice requires that we keep our minds open and we let the facts come out as they are after a full investigation.
That's right. That's right.
I anticipate that he will be able to make bond. I can't speak to how quickly that would go. Funds, in the funds that have been raised are not quick to come out. And then, there's obviously a process to the release process once bond is posted.
The big question that a lot of people have is, why was this young man armed on school property?
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into. this is something that I know the police and the prosecution want to get it right and want to have a full and fair investigation, and so do we. So it would be irresponsible for me or them at this point to start saying, this is what happened, this is why, anything. So I understand that's a big question. It's going to be a big question, and it's something that we will find out, and we ask that the public, as hard as it is, withhold judgment and let both of these families have justice. That let both of these young men, the Metcalf family and the memory of who they've lost, but also Carmelo, have a fair and full justice process.
How has he? How you were feeling on the reduction of this bond?
Yeah, I feel it's fair. Bond, as the judge said, is not supposed to be an instrument of oppression. It's not supposed to keep people in jail. It's not supposed to punish. It's supposed to ensure that a person shows up to court, tries with all conditions, and it's supposed to keep the community safe. So this is a large and substantial bond, and the judge has, I think, rightly imposed reasonable conditions that will ensure both Carmelo and the Anthony family's safety, but also the safety of the community.
What was Carmelo's reaction today? He didn't seem very talkative toward you, and how has jail, I guess, been so far for this teenager? And is he on suicide watch or anything like that?
I honestly can't speak to Carmelo's reaction because I was so focused on the hearing and what was going on and what the judge was saying. I think we have to all remember that Carmelo is a 17-year-old kid who's never been in any sort of trouble before. If you can just put yourself in his shoes, this is a scary, bewildering process. And I can't even imagine what was going through his head, just as I'm sure I can't imagine what was going through the heads of the Metcalf family. So, this is something that is new to all of them and incredibly trying.
So for people who want to know, why were you selected? I mean, what is your experience? I mean, you had to be really good.
I can't speak as to why I was selected. In any case, it's important to have an attorney that you connect with, that you feel has the right amount of experience and the right investment in the case. And I'm not speaking to anybody else. I just know that that's important in any case.
Just how unsafe does this family feel? You mentioned it multiple times.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to speak for them at this point, but I think you can imagine the press coverage on this case has been immense, and the online and public reaction.
The press coverage on this case has been one-sided, you guys. It has been one-sided. I haven't seen a news outlet yet has come out and, shown any type of love or remorse toward Carmelo Anthony. They have demonized this young fella. They has demonized this young fella for taking a life. And we all understand the life is important, but we also have to understand he was against two big 225-pound, 6'1" dudes, not just one, but two. And it may even be more, you guys. It may even be more, but right now we know for a fact that he was approached by two guys, not just one.
It's been immense, and unfortunately, as is common in our culture, especially lately, the vitriol and the public reaction one way or the other has been intense, and threats and talk of race sport, all kinds of insanity isn't good for obviously the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family. It's not good for the peace and safety of our community. So I would ask, and I know both sides would ask, that the temperature on this be allowed to come down. That the media, you guys have a job to do, and I understand that everyone does, but at the same time, we ask everyone in the public and everywhere to let this process play out fairly and fully for both sides. Thank you, guys.
Grab that mic from you.
Yeah, I almost took your mic. Thank you, guys.
I like his confidence, and I like the way he said, I am fully confident that he said he was fully confident that the bond was going to be reduced, and he's fully confident that that he has a self-defense case, because believe it or not, the judge can actually throw out a self-defense what do you call it? Not a self-defense charge, but a self-defense claim. The judge can throw it out and say, no, you can't claim self-defense, right? But he is fully confident that the judge will allow a self-defense claim. Like, a lot of people don't know, like the insanity pleas and stuff like that. You have to get past a judge. The judge have to say, yes, we will allow an insanity plea, or no, hell no, we're not going to allow an insanity plea, meaning that he will direct the jury to not even listen to an insanity or a self-defense plea. But he is confident that the judge will allow a self-defense plea.
Hey, how you doing?
Very good.
Hey, Callie. Callie said a self-defense is going to be a super uphill battle for him. I don't think so at all. I don't think so. Not with the new information that has came out. Not at all. It was 2 against 1 that we know of. It may have been more than 2 against 1, but it was definitely 2 against 1. So first degree is definitely going to be out. I do believe that, in my opinion, you guys, this is just my opinion, I do believe that he will get self-defense. But even if he's charged with manslaughter, which right now they don't even have that on the table, but if it's downgraded to manslaughter, which I think that would be the most he would get, is manslaughter. And that's only for having the weapon, but he would definitely not see no 20 years in prison. Absolutely not. So self-defense is absolutely not a hard plea. I think that he may get self-defense, but it still would be manslaughter because of the weapon. Okay? So I don't think that it's going to be a hard case to fight, because we already heard out of Hunter's mouth himself. And I hope Hunter keeps talking, because the more he talks, the more information we find out. So Hunter has already came out himself on 3 different occasions and said that he initiated contact with this brother. He initiated contact, and his brother jumped in to defend him. Okay. All right. She says, hey, everyone just coming in. I'm glad you're breaking this down. I'm so tired of hearing all the negative things that's going on around about this young man. There's more to the story that hasn't come out. Absolutely, Rita, and it's coming out. And y'all know the first time I came up, I was 50-50. I was like, they both was wrong. It ain't no right in this situation. But now that I done found out that his brother was in, both of them was going at it with this young fella, nah. And they 225 pounds, and this young fella was 130 pounds, nah. Like, what was he supposed to do? And I heard newscasters say he was supposed to fight him like a man. You tell me when you seen 130-pound dude fight 225-pound guys. 225 and 225 is what? Isn't that not 450? 450 pounds against a 130-pound guy, and he was supposed to just punch back? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? Because let's be honest, if you was cornered by 2 significantly larger guys over you, would you hit back, or would you pick something up and try to defend yourself? Okay. So all I'm saying is, it wasn't just no one-on-one. And even if it was one-on-one, the guy's still significantly larger. Even in boxing, professional fighting, they go by sizes, or your weight or whatever. They won't let a significantly bigger dude fight a significantly smaller dude. They don't do that in the professional arena. Why would they do it? Why would they expect it to be done in the streets? He said, I don't think that he would get first degree. I think it would be downgraded, but the fact that he had the knife period is going to be against him. These decisions were made before he even got to the event. Listen, having the knife will be against him, but I don't think it is a cut dry case the way we think it, right? Because if you go back to the what's the guy that shot the 2 and injured the other one? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That we talked about him last week, that he, a little kid that crossed the state lines to Wisconsin and had the gun. What's that guy name? Kyle Reicherfire, whatever his name is, Kyle. I know Kyle. But he had a weapon, and the other guy didn't have a weapon, but it was shown on camera that he had his foot about to step on Cal, and Cal popped 2 dudes and got away with self-defense. Okay, he wasn't supposed to be there. He was like 14 or 15 or 16 years old. He wasn't supposed to be there. He crossed state lines to interfere with something that didn't have nothing to do with him. Okay, so again, it doesn't look good for the knife. I'm glad the lawyer is not even speaking on it today. The lawyer said, we're not even going to speak on the knife right now because that may not even be in play. But, I'm just saying that. He said he packed a deadly weapon. He brought it to a school event. He broke the law. This happened before he got to the event. Nevertheless, I think the fact that I understand what you're saying, but we're not even there, Callie. The lawyer said we ain't even there yet. So we ain't there yet. We ain't with the knife. We don't even know what type of knife it was. It could have been a pocket knife. It could have been like, how like my husband has this thing where he has on his keychain a bunch of little things and a knife comes with it. But we don't know. All I'm saying is, had he not had that knife that day, it could have been his life. So I don't know. I think this lawyer is very confident in being able to, defend that knife situation. You understand what I'm saying? But right now, she said, it wasn't just a pocket knife. That's lots of these young men carry on their keychain. That's what I was thinking. Was it just a pocket knife? I don't know. I know my husband carried one. But right now, that's not even, a lot of people want to jump straight to the knife. Let's talk about how this man was sitting down there minding his own damn business. Let's talk about how he wasn't even focusing. Let's talk about how he was sitting there before the white guys even walked up. Let's talk about that. He could have removed himself. Callie, don't come over here saying that now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like them. Please don't do that. He could have removed himself. No. Callie, I'm gonna have to time you out now. Don't come with that stupidness. He could have removed himself. Okay? The guys could have removed themselves too, or they could have minded their damn business. Or they could have had some type of empathy for this dude wanting to just sit and talk on the phone out of the rain. Out of the rain. I may have missed this, and you guys may have discussed it already, but weren't they on the bleachers? Couldn't anybody have walked away from escalation, or was somebody cornered? I mean, when you say walked away from escalation, it was two. The guy was sitting there by himself, first of all. He was sitting there under the tent. And when I say by himself, I mean the brothers wasn't even there when he sat down. The brothers wasn't there. They walked up to the tent in which the guy was sitting. The guy probably was like, hell, this is just a tent for anybody to sit outside of the rain, right? Anybody that can come up and sit outside of the rain. However, the guys walked up after the fact. The guys walked up after the fact. She said, couldn't anybody have walked away? See, Mrs. Hurt, to say that is to say that if a white guy tell you to move, you supposed to get up and move. I understand what you're saying. Could he have walked away? Yeah, he could have walked away, but he also could not have been pushed. He could not have been touched. They could have also went and got the coach. Let's talk about that. The black guy could have walked away, and the white guy could have went and got the coach. So if we're going to put into play that Carmelo could have walked away, we need to also put into play that Austin and his brother could have went and got the coach. If we're gonna say one, then we need to say both. If we're gonna say one could have de-escalated, we're gonna say both of them could have de-escalated, not just one. Not just one. So if Carmelo could have walked away, then Austin and Hunter could have went and got the coach and told the coach. She said, how can you say he should have walked away? They should have stayed in the on their bleachers. She said, I don't think they understand the stand your ground law in Texas. And then that's another thing, Mrs. Hurd. In the state of Texas, you, in a self-defense, in a stand your ground case, you do not have the duty to retreat. You don't have to retreat. It says it. Let me pull it up for you. In the stand your ground law, you do not have the duty to retreat. Hold on. You don't have to retreat. That's what the stand your ground law says in Texas. Let's pull up stand your ground in Texas. You do not have the duty to retreat. It says Texas is a stand your ground state, meaning individuals have the right to use force, including deadly force, in self-defense without a duty to retreat if they reasonably believe they are in intimate danger. So he don't have to walk away. If he feels that he is in imminent danger, he does not have to walk away. You know, he doesn't have a duty to retreat. Yes, we can say, oh, well, you know what? Just to make it home, because that's what we teach our children, right? We teach our kids, let's make it home. Make it home. You know, I know we always taught our kids, don't argue with the police officers. If they ask for your license, give it to them. You know, I know a lot of people say, oh, no, you know, question what they want your license for. We didn't teach our kids that. We taught our kids to make it home. So we taught our kids to, you know, make it home and let's bring up the issue later as far as, you know, why he asked you for your license and this, that, and the other, right? But everybody don't teach their kids that. This young man, if it was self-defense, and we're going to find out, in a self-defense case in the state of Texas, and I do believe this is quite a few other states as well. I know Florida, I know Texas, and somebody said Tennessee, and a few other states. I don't know about Tennessee. Is it Tennessee? Anyway, a few other states have stand your ground states. And the stand your ground law, that's how George Zimmerman was able to get off, right? Because of the stand your ground. The stand your ground says that if you feel that you are in intimate danger. Now, I don't know. You tell me. Do you feel that two bigger people confronting you, do you feel like your life is in danger? Do you feel like your life is in danger? She said, Amoira, you have a point, but realistically, this is what will come up in court. If he was sitting there and picked up a chair or something nearby, hit him and unalive him, then no problem. We just gonna have to see it play out, honey. She said, I really don't like bullies at all. They pushed a lot of people off themselves. If the reverse was the case, I don't think there would be this much media on it. My boyfriend was trying to fight her. He was trying to break her front door down. She shot through the front door and she did not do any time for that. That happened back in home in East Texas. Okay. If there was no knife in the bag at a school event, would this situation be the same right now? Or would it maybe be just been a fight versus a death? It could have been a death, but it could have been the other way around, Callie. Those two boys probably would have, you know, if they would have fought this young fella, they probably would have unalived him. They probably would have unalived him. So if he would have tried to fight these two boys, he probably would be the one that they had the funeral for the other day. You know what I mean? It may have been the other way around. I do believe that he was defending himself, in my opinion. Now, why did he have the weapon at the school? I'm gonna wait for his lawyer to come out and tell us why. Because he has to ask the young fella, were you bullied before? Like, why did you take the weapon to school? He has to answer that. And I do believe it's gonna come out. And once it come out, believe me, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. She said, I think if it was just one boy had approached Carmelo, they probably would have fought or just passed words. But two boys, that made the situation different. That's what made the situation to me different as well, Cassandra. It got scarier when it was two guys involved. When last week, y'all, I was 50-50, and y'all know that. I was 50-50 last week. I said both boys were wrong. He was wrong for bringing a weapon, and the other boy was wrong for pushing him. But today, I stand with Karmelo Anthony and say that he was approached by two big 225 pounds, 6'1" dudes, and him being 5'9", 130, he feared for his life. And he did what he had to do. And when you say, well, why did he bring a weapon to school? Hell, we sneak candy into the movie theater. Why we sneak candy? And I know it's on a whole different level, but we break rules all the time, Callie. They tell us not to take, they tell us not to carry weapons. And sometimes we carry weapons for the fear of our life. So obviously he had the weapon because he feared for his safety. It was just another safety precaution. He's 130 pounds. He's not a big dude. So he probably just took the weapon for a safety measure. We break rules all the time like that. Now, I'm not saying he was right for doing it, but what I'm saying is when you say, why did he do it? Well, he did it for his safety. He probably thought he needed it. He probably thought he needed it. She said, again, it's easy for everybody to put their opinion in this, but nobody knows what they would have did if they were put in that situation. Just let more information come out. Exactly. And believe me, more information is going to come out. She said, I'm with you, Amoira. We're passes the what if it happens the way it did. So is now, why did it happen the way it did? Listen, I'm going to wait until, everything come out. She said, who did he report to that he was scared or bullied? I mean, we don't know. I mean, we're only on the bonds day. I think you're asking questions that going to come out during the trial. We haven't gotten that far yet. You're asking questions way ahead of it. You're jumping, Callie. You're jumping. I mean, hell, we just got the bond reduced today. I do not believe the judge would have reduced his bond if he felt in his hearts of hearts that this was not a self-defense case. Okay. That other bonds wasn't lowered. The girl that killed the pastor, they didn't lower her bond. They didn't give her a lower bond. Actually, I don't think she wanted a lower bond. I think she wanted no bond. But they didn't give her no bond. They stuck to the bond that she had. They don't lower everybody's bond. I believe that there were circumstances that was given in this case today is the reason why the judge lowered the bond. He says, all I'm saying is these are things that's going to make it harder to fight for self-defense. And I disagree with you. I hear what you're saying, Callie, but I just disagree with you. You have your opinion. You have your right to your opinion. But I just don't think that we should jump the gun and be like, oh, well, it's his fault because he brought a weapon to school. Well, he brought the weapon to school maybe because he was trying to, he was scared for himself. If he was scared for himself or not, we will find out later. And you could definitely have your opinion. But I believe that when it changed, you guys, when it changed from him going against one guy versus two guys, that's what has changed my mind. He went against two different guys, two different 225-pound guys. Okay. She said, okay, let's X the knife out. What if he had used something on the field? I believe he's saying that if he would have picked up something else and used it outside of having a weapon, that he would have been justified. I think that's what you're saying, right, Callie? She said the DA brought up that Carmelo had an altercation on the 4th of February to get the judge to keep it at $1 million. The family requested 150 and he got 150. Okay, so the family requested 150,000 and the judge gave 250. So the judge didn't side with the family with the 150 and he didn't side with the prosecution at 1 million. So he went a little bit above and that he went at 250. So I believe that the significant reduction in the bond speaks volume. I do. She says a $1 million bond versus 250 is a major reason. You mean a major difference, Robbie? Listen, we're not supposed to have firearms on the premises of certain businesses, but a lot of businesses still have protection on their property just in case. That's what I'm trying to say, Ruth Anna. I know, well, I'm not going to incriminate myself. Let's just say it like this. I'm just going to say it like this. You're not supposed to have a weapon in casinos, right? You're not supposed to take a weapon in casinos. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but have y'all ever taken a weapon in the casino? Have y'all ever went to the casino with a weapon? Whatever weapon it is, whatever weapon, have you ever walked into the casino with a weapon? No matter what it is. I'm just going to say, I know somebody personally who have, okay? Right? Because they don't check your bag when you go into the casino. But there's nuts in the casino. So I know that you're not supposed to have a weapon in the casino, but that doesn't mean that people don't take weapons in the casino. Okay? Let's just keep it there. All right? She said there had to be some type of evidence that showed the judge that Carmelo was not the aggressor. Exactly, because why in the world would the judge take it from $1 million to $250,000? She said the judge just don't lower bonds because they like you. Absolutely, it has to be some type of evidence presented to make the judge sway. Because the prosecution came and said, "Hey, Carmelo just got in a fight at school on February the 4th. He's a danger. He's an aggressor. He's a danger." And they said, "Hell to the no." The judge said, "Hell to the no," and he gave him a lesser bond. They don't like that. They're mad that this young fella is about to be out right now. You know? Stand your ground law, sometimes called a line in the sand, no duty to retreat. People may use deadly force when they reasonably believe it is necessary to defend against certain violent crimes. Absolutely. And Texas stand your ground is very firm. You do not have a duty to retreat. So the people saying, why didn't he just leave? He doesn't have to in the state of Texas. If he feels that he was in some type of imminent danger, he does not have to leave. So we can, stop asking that question. Because if we ask that question, we need to turn around and say, why didn't the boys go get the coach? So either we're going to say it, we're going to say both, or not at all. Because asking the question, why didn't he leave, is saying that the boys had a right to kick him and forcefully, not even kick him, but forcibly remove him from the tent. That's what you're saying. To say why he didn't leave is saying that the twins had a right to put his hands on Carmelo, to physically remove him. Okay, to physically remove him. That's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying. I asked the principal, did he want my daughter to turn her back and ball up in the corner? I told him he wasn't suspending my child and called a local school. She says, think about it. Yellow Breezy went through the same thing 2 weeks ago here in Dallas for the Mo 3 murder. He had $1 million bond and it was lowered to $250K. She says, so you're not going to incriminate yourself, but you want us to? You funny. You are so funny. She said, it's a lot I want to say. You would have to hear my breakdown from the start to finish. It's a lot to type. I'll explain my position on my channel. Okay. No worries. No problem. Things happen so fast when you get there. Yeah, the boy, the Hunter said it all happened in 30 seconds. He said all of this happened in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You know? He said, I think they lowered this bond because I don't think they will be able to prove first degree. Well, they're not. They won't be able to prove first degree. One of the reasons they won't be able to prove first degree, on the way to the car, first degree is premeditated murder. I mean, you plan to kill somebody. On the way to the car, he asked, is he going to be okay? What criminal, what evil demon person with the intentions of unaliving somebody is going to turn around and ask, is he going to be okay? Is he going to be okay? The 17-year-old asked, is he going to be okay? This is the same 17-year-old that actually saved a 6-year-old's life. He asked, is he going to be okay? You know? I would never understand how people are asking why he didn't just leave. Exactly, more. The same people that ask, when the Karens approach and they say, why you just didn't comply? Why you just didn't do what they told you to do? They're the same ones. My mother allowed us to carry a pocket knife to school because we walked to and from school growing up, just in case anything happened, whether it be a person or an animal, we can protect ourselves. Yes, because mace is not allowed. And let me tell y'all what happened before. I got to give y'all a story. So, and this is my fault, Lord Jesus, is my fault. So we were about to fly internationally, okay? And I don't even think it matters internationally or not, but we was about to fly internationally. But let's just say we was about to catch a flight. And my husband, Jay, noticed that I had mace. And on my keychain though, because I kept it on my keychain. And when I grabbed my keys, I grabbed the whole damn thing. And he says, babe, you can't take this through security. I said, oh shit, my bad. I forgot because I always carried my mace. Okay. He said, let me take it back to the car. So he grabbed the mace and he headed back to the car. Well, when he came back to go through security, guess what? The damn alarms and shit start going off. You want to know why? Because what is mace made of, y'all? Anybody know? It's made of bombing fluid. So the lights start going off and they surrounded my husband, surrounded him, and told him that they needed to take him into a secured room. I didn't know what the hell they was going to take him into the room for. And I started saying, no, no. You ain't taking him without me, because I'm sitting up here thinking he may not come out of there, right? I'm like, no, I need to be there. I need to be there or whatever. And it was like, no, ma'am, you can't come in. I was like, no, don't close this door. I mean, I probably could have got arrested the way I was acting that day, because I was like, no, you're not about to take. My husband was like, babe, stop. Let me go and answer their question. I said, no. He said, babe, stop it. So I stopped, only because he got a little loud with me or whatever. But I was so mad that they took my husband away and took him into a back room. When he came out, he was like, babe, it was your mace. I'm like, what do you mean my mace? He was like, babe, they detected bombing fluid on me. I was like, oh shit. So when he grabbed the mace, he got traces of it on his hand. And honey, they probably thought my husband was about to set it off in that mofo. You understand what I'm saying? And it was my fault because I had the mace on me. Why did I have the mace? For my protection. And guess what? The fact that he had that weapon in his book bag, we don't know, and we're not going to assume, but it could have been a bag that he always carry around, like not even for school, but maybe for, skating rink or, whatever. He may always have had that and just didn't realize he had it then. And who knows? I don't know. I'm not his defense attorney, but what I'm saying is I wasn't intentionally trying to take the mace on the plane, right? But it was on my person until my husband found out that it was there. And guess what though? If I needed it at that time, I would have used it. If I needed it, I would have used it. You know what I mean? So she said they need to learn to mind their damn business. My dad always told me to pick up something and knock the fire out of them. He was only just trying to protect himself. These kids, y'all putting seasoned through, are we all grown? These are kids, y'all putting seasoned thoughts on. We are grown. We all tell our kids to defend themselves, so stop. Who tells their child to walk away if someone puts their hand on them? Support the host. Okay. It doesn't matter though. If it's against the law, it's against the law. She said, let's get down. That's true. She said, well, I'm going to protect myself. I'm not about to walk around with the black eye, broken legs, arms, or reading about in the newspaper. What did Sean say? Somebody said, thank you, Sean. What did Sean say? She said, it's certain elements have criteria that have to be met for first degree, and it's not met in this case. So they will may. Hold on. It's certain elements and criteria that have to be met for first degree, and it's not met in this case. So they may change the charge at his pretrial hearing. Oh. Yeah, first degree is definitely out the door. Confident that he will not get first degree. At the most, he will get manslaughter. At the most. But don't be alarmed if he gets nothing but probation for having a weapon at the school grounds. Don't be alarmed. Do not be alarmed. Okay, that's what brace yourself for those that want to see this young man go down. Okay, brace yourself because he may walk away with nothing but probation. Hell, Kyle, rather, whatever his name is, he walked away with not shit but a job. Matter of fact, y'all remember they gave him a job in the right-wing political party. Remember that? They offered him a position. He got nothing. Okay? And he had a weapon that he wasn't supposed to have, but they say, he was okay to have it and blah, 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 whatever. But anyway, I believe it's going to either be manslaughter or nothing. I absolutely do not believe he will get first degree at all. And in the state of Texas, because he's 17, they can't try him for the death penalty, and he will not get life without parole. Okay. But I don't even think it's going to get to that. If this if this young fella spends any time in jail, it's going to be 3 to 5 years at max. At max. But I don't even think he's going to get that. That's just my opinion. But I have been known to be wrong before, and I will probably be wrong again. But I believe he is going to beat this case with self-defense. And if I can, if Lord willing, I will be at the trial. Okay. So why does everyone keep saying it happened at the school? Is because it was a school's event. Okay. So if it was a school hosted event, it's just as well as if it happened at school. The same rules apply is what I'm saying. So even though it wasn't on school property, the fact that it was a school hosted event, the same applies. Okay. She said, I hope Carmelo walks away free and get probation. I carried a scalpel when I was in middle school. We live in the hood, and our school was right across the street from 2 projects. Trump did a lot that was against the law, but he's the president of the United States. You better say that shit. You better mother effing say that shit. You better mother effing say that shit. Folks spew the against the law narrative need to stand in front of the White House with the place cards. Okay, girl, our own damn president then got filed charges with a whole bunch of felonies, and he ain't seen a day in damn jail. You hear me? You better stop that shit. You hear me? You better say that. You better say that. You hear me? You better say that. I bet his parents will be able to sleep at night knowing their baby is home. Yes, they will be able to sleep at night. You hear me? I carried a pocket knife as well in high school. See? And I know somebody personally that carried a weapon in the casino. She said it didn't happen at school. It was a school stadium. It was a track meet. It don't matter if it didn't happen at school. The fact that it's a school event, it would be under the same rules. I keep all type of weapons on me in my house and in my car. J. Lou, the girls were always trying to jump people. I think he's gonna beat the case also because the twins are the ones that started the chaos. Not only did they start it, they put hands on this boy first. My cousin would walk everywhere with razors in their mouth just in case. God dang, you had a. Whew. She said, I hope he gets nothing. Leave people the F alone, period. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to continue on this case. Once I found out that the brother was involved out of his own admission, once I found out that the brother was involved, that's why I changed the way I looked at it. Because at first I was like, it still is a tragic. The whole situation is a tragic. It's a tragic that a parent has lost one of her sons, a twin has lost his brother. It's a tragic. But at the same time, it's also a tragic for this family. And I think a lot of people are disregarding that. It's a tragic for this family because this young boy was minding his mother effing business. He was minding his mother effing business, trying to get out of the rain. Okay. He sat up under a tent that those guys were not under. Now, because Hunter has said that he feels like he was just looking for trouble. If the 2 boys was already sitting there and then he sat down, then okay, you might have a case of, yeah, he was looking for trouble, but they wasn't even there. They wasn't even there. He seen an empty ass seat underneath the tent and he wanted to stay dry. He was on his phone and he wanted to talk on his phone and not get wet. They said it was pouring down rain and cats and dogs. And I don't know if y'all know the type of rain that Texas get, but baby, when it rains, it rains. It rains. It rains. Okay? So the fact that he was sitting there minding his own effing business, and Hunter said out his own mouth, need I play that again? He said out his own mouth, that the guy said something inappropriate. But what's inappropriate? He never told us what it was. Why? Because that inappropriateness is subjective. He may take it as inappropriate where somebody else might be like, that wasn't inappropriate. He probably was talking to some girl on the phone. Who knows? You know? We don't know. She said, play it again. I missed it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me come in this way. Give me a second. I gotta play it so it won't echo. Give me a second. I'll play it. Give me a second. I gotta come back in there. It's coming. Hold on. It always do me like this. Come on, baby. Come on. She says, so anyone know if it was true about the twins having drugs in their system? Now that I don't know. I don't want to spread rumors that I have not read myself or come from a reliable source. Hold on 1 second. It's taking a long time to get up here. Give me a second. All right. All right, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. I see yes. So I'm assuming that means y'all hear me, right? All right, let me play it. We're going to play it back, but somebody said read my last few statements. Hold on. Let me go back. You said Carmelo did not initiate the altercation. Austin Metcalf and his much larger brother approached Karmelo Anthony in an overtly aggressive manner. Then she says Carmelo did not initiate the confrontation. This is the most critical element of the case. Carmelo was simply reacting to an escalating situation that was thrust upon him. The lack of provocation is crucial as it is directly impacted the legitimacy of the self-defense claim under the Texas law. Okay. The two men, not one, which is also crucial, as explained later, took it upon themselves to approach Carmelo, made physical contact with him, and threatened him. I believe that is the case. Once I found out that it was two boys against one, that's why I changed my whole plea. Not plea, but I changed the way I look at it. But listen to Hunter himself. Tell me if you can hear this recording. Once it starts playing, I just need a couple of thumbs up in the chat to let me know that you guys can hear this. Okay. Oh, come on. Hold on. Shoot. Hold on. I got to start it back. Good Lord. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you have to open it up under the. It was opened up under Chrome's. Under what you call it. So I had to open it up under this one. All right, give me a second. It's coming up. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. All right, here we go.
If you don't mind what happened. There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. We asked him to move. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stopped it and said, you need to move. And my brother stopped it and said, you need to move. And my brother stopped it and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's what I saw.
Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys. And how did it happen?
So it was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. Me, my brother, a couple kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school.
It's not glitching. I did that on purpose because I wanted you to hear. He said we told him to move, and my brother stepped in. So I did that to show you guys that Hunter started this shit. The guy that you see right here, he started this shit. Yeah. He started this shit. He's the one that initiated conversation with Anthony. Okay, Karmelo Anthony. He started this shit. Okay, so that's why I had it planned. I did a duplicate for it to play 3 times. Okay.
We went to middle school. We were saying hello to old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there. We're not wet from all the rain. We come back. We sit down. And this kid says something behind me. We come back. We sit down. And this kid says something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was.
And the reason why I played that twice is because you hear him say we came back and sat down, meaning that he wasn't there when Austin first sat down. Not Austin. God dang it. I keep saying the wrong name. When Anthony first sat down, when Carmelo first sat down, these boys were not there. Okay.
Said something just inappropriate. And we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he.
No, it was not their tent. It was the school's tent. It belonged to the school. It was the school's tent. The school's tent, not theirs.
We sit down.
When he said our tent, he mean it was his school. Yes. If that's what you're talking about, yes, it was the school that he went to. It was a school's tent.
And this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. Started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff, and also tried to handle the problem.
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is because they have personal items there.
A lot of stuff gets stolen, just like that, just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us don't let, other schools, mess with our stuff, just our tent area. And we set that up for the girls' track every meet we had. So it's just like, he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. It was just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, And then I whip my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him run down the bleachers, grabbing his chest.
I'm going to ask you one last question. I've seen interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could, and I just want to see. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy.
What would you say about the suspect and what's next? I don't know anything about him. We have nothing to say.
I've never met this kid until right then. It really was under 30 seconds, this altercation. I've never met this kid in my entire life. It's just.
And to be honest with you, we don't want to give him any recognition or any care, because that's not, we have no desire to have anything to do with that man.
And I guess that's the part that burns me up right there. I know it may not mean much to y'all, but the fact is she's like, we don't want to give him any care. We don't want to have nothing to do with that man. I get it, because the man took your son's life, but the way they're trying to disregard that their effing sons put hands on this young fella first, they're acting like it wasn't, she should have some type of empathy for the boy as well being charged. And the only reason why I say that is because your son touched him first. What the freak? How can people not see that? If my son died by the hands of somebody else, but he hit him first, I'm going to have some type of empathy for the guy being charged as well. Yes, I'm going to want to see justice done, but I'm also going to understand that my son wasn't innocent in this situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the way they're trying to make their son out to be this innocent ass fucking kid, when he's the one that put his hands on the other kid, that's why this burns my effing blood. It does. Because the way they're just trying to pretend like, oh, he was just doing the right fucking thing. Doing the right thing. So to me, it's the parents that taught their kids to push people, put your hands on people if you feel that they don't belong. Who teach their kids that shit? Who teach their kids? Yeah, if you see somebody that don't belong there, push them out the way. Well, that's how you end up burying your kids if you teach your kids that way. Okay? That's how you end up burying your kids. Because the way she just said what she said, I don't give a care nothing about this young man. In my opinion, it tells me that, she thinks her son was fucking innocent out of the whole thing.
What would you say about the suspect and what's next? I don't know anything about him. We have nothing to say.
I've never met this kid until
no remorse.
Right then. It really was under 30 seconds, this altercation. I've never met this kid in my entire life. It's just.
And to be honest with you, we don't want to give him any recognition or any care, because that's not.
Any recognition or any care. We don't want to give him any, at least the damn sexual offender daddy, at least he did say, I forgive the boy. I forgive the young fella, right? Already I forgive him. And, my heart goes out to his family and mine, right? At least the daddy had the nerve to say that. But this little wench, she didn't even say that at all. She don't give no damns. Why? Because in her mind, her child was right. That's what I don't like about this. At first I was feeling sorry for her. But to hear her say some shit like this, lady, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? You think that your son was innocent in this situation? Your son wasn't innocent, ma'am. He wasn't innocent, ma'am. He put his hands on somebody when he should not have. Okay? Maybe you should have taught your son to keep his fucking hands to himself,
About the suspect. What's next? I don't know anything about him. We have nothing to say.
I've never met this kid until right then. It really was under 30 seconds, this altercation. I've never met this kid in my entire life. It's just.
And to be honest with you, we don't want to give him any recognition or any care, because that's not. We have no desire to have anything to do with that man. So.
And that's right there. That I don't like that. I don't know who does and really don't care. But and if you don't like it, then this might not be the story for you. Okay. Because But anyway, I'm not going to stay on too much longer. I've already been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Y'all know any updates, I will come back. She said you were speaking about them echoes. They are racist. What's echoes? You were speaking about them echoes. What's an echo? Maybe I'm misunderstanding more right. I'm still trying to figure out how they felt Anthony didn't belong if it was other people under the tent. Exactly. I just don't like her stance on how she's so cold-hearted and calculated. Even if I felt like somebody took my son's life, I'm still not going to just act like I don't give a damn about the other person if my son started the altercation. If my son or my daughter had something to do with it, like they did something in the wrong too, I'm going to still feel bad and sad. I'm going to be hurt, but I'm not going to act like my child is innocent. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be like, oh, my child didn't do no wrong. He always wanted to do things right. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. And I love my kids, but I'm not just going to act like they effing perfect. And especially if they push the dude, She should have taught them that it is not their stuff to mind their own business. They can't control other people's property. Exactly. All right. She said, check your email. Hold on one second. I think I seen this one, but let me put it on pause right quick. Let me see it right quick. Hold on. Oh, I already played this, Raw True. You must have just came in. I already played that. She said the whole city of Frisco is a racist city. They had a fit when Section 8 was brought to their city. Really? Damn. She said, I have a feeling she would be blaming the other son for his brother's death after a while. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, she wouldn't be wrong. It is the other son's fault. You know what I mean? He did have a lot to do with it. This young fella right here that got his mouth open initiated all of this. He started it. He initiated all of this. He did. That young fella with his mouth open, Hunter. He's the one that initiated this whole thing. So she said, mom looks mean and racist. Well, you can't say a person looks mean and racist. That's probably where they get it from. Well, when I don't know if can you look racist? I don't know if that's a true assessment, but it's your opinion, Ashley. I get it. It's your opinion, but I don't know if you can look racist. She says, right or more, don't F around and find out. Carmelo has to live with the trauma for the rest of his life. Exactly. They're not understanding this young fella saved somebody's life 3 years ago, and now he took somebody's life 3 years later. I'm sure he is going through all type of emotions himself. So to act like you ain't got no care in the world for him, then you lack empathy. And I don't understand what type of person you are inside. You know what I mean? Because, it's not like he maliciously did this. And she has to understand that her damn big ass boys were being bullies. You know what I mean? Just like somebody said, why didn't the black kid walk away? Why didn't they go get the coach? Why didn't they go get the coach to have the black boy removed? And I hate to even put race on it like that, but that's what it's coming down to. Why didn't the twins go get the coach? Because if you're going to ask a question, why didn't Anthony walk away? Then you need to follow up with the question of why didn't the twins go get the coach? Because if you don't, you are a part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. You feel that it is a black person's duty to leave, to de-escalate. But it's okay for white people to be bullies. And it's just not right. So if you ask that question, why didn't Anthony leave? You have to ask, why didn't the twins go get the coach? Period. If we're going to be fair, we're going to be fair. If not, you need to reevaluate yourself. She said, I didn't want to say it was racism. But since you said it, I agree. She says, because they felt entitled. Exactly. He doesn't even respect his mom for the way he looked at her and hushed her. Exactly, because what child will hush you? Let's think about it. We've all, most of us have children, and most of us are at the age of our kids are past the age of 18 or 17. When did your child ever shush you? My child never shushed me. What child shushed their parents and then their parents shush? Because when you have given them the eye, like, what you shushing me for? It's not normal. Kids don't shush their parents. The parents shush the child. Shh. So you're right. That showed a lack of respect, in my opinion. In my opinion, that showed a lack of respect for his mom. She said, with all due respect, we are not in the Rosa Parks era, respectfully. Okay. She said her son violated Carmelo's body and his property. Absolutely. I agree with Anna 100%. He violated his space and he violated his property when he put hands on him. He violated him. He violated him. In my opinion, the fact that the kid juked him one time and took off running, in my opinion, says that he was scared. He was scared. Didn't another family come out and say her son was bullied by the twins and she had to move from the high school? I have not heard that yet. So as things develop, if y'all hear things, y'all can send it to me and let me at least verify it before I put it up on the screen. Let me find out if it's real or if it's fake, because there's a lot of fake news going around. So before I spread anything, I want to verify and make sure that what I'm saying is correct. So that's why when I found out that it was 2 boys involved and not just one, that is why I can confidently come out here and say that he was defending himself against 2 people, not just one. Baby Nah said, Amoira, I am sure a lot will come out about the twins. Oh, absolutely. I agree. And when it come out, I'm going to announce it. I don't care who don't like it. I'm going to talk about it. She says, I know that the twins wish now him and his brother handled the situation differently instead, because now his brother gone because they didn't walk away from the situation. Exactly. My boy is 12. I wish he would even think about shushing me. I would be in there by Carmelo on the next sale. I don't play disrespect. Exactly. Who shushed their parents? Really? I don't know. Some people let their kids get away with things. I don't. Those twins tried throwing their weight around, and that's it. That's all. Absolutely do, poo. They try to throw their weight around. So anyway, I'm gonna hop off because I don't want to just start, just saying whatever. I do want to stick to, what has come out, and a little bit at a time, just like the lawyer said. I don't know if Chief Callie was in here earlier and heard the lawyer say, we're going to get to the part about the knife. Like, I know that's a question and we're going to get to it. And whatever defense he says, we're going to listen. We're going to listen to why he said that the kid brought the knife in the book bag on, a school event, We will get to that. We're not there yet. We are definitely not there yet. But we are at that Austin put his hands on him, and we're at Hunter initiated the argument. Hunter started this shit by turning around and sticking his big ass nose in somebody else's business, thinking that he have the right to tell somebody else to move. We know that. Okay. So anyway, for the fact Carmelo asked if Austin was okay shows the kind of person he is. Exactly. If that right there takes away premeditated altogether. I don't even know why I'm pretty sure they probably do it all the time, where they miss the charge or they overcharge and then they have to bring it down. But they definitely overcharged. She said, Amoira, today the prosecutor said Carmelo is captain of both the track and football, but got into an altercation on February the 4th. Is that info the school can give out? Is that info the school can give out? I mean, I'm sure they can give it out if it shows character. Yeah, the school probably can give it out. But if he's the captain of both his track and football, that speaks of his character right there as well. Why would they make him captain? They don't just make you the captain of something if you haven't already shown leadership some damn where. Good question, but I bet he carried it everywhere, not making it excusable, but I don't think he intentionally brought it to the track meet just for Austin. I don't think he didn't even know these fellas. You know what I mean? Where there are rules that states Carmelo wasn't allowed to be there. He was allowed to be there. I don't think there's nowhere that states that he wasn't allowed to be there. The advocate even came out and said that both of the young fellas' name was on the roster. So all three of the guys were supposed to be there or was allowed to be there. But as far as under the tent, yeah, where's the rule that said that nobody can sit up under a tent, a school's tent? Where is that rule? Because that's what I would love to see. I would love to see in the bylaws where it says another team cannot sit up under another team's tent. Okay? Where is that at? Yeah, I would love to see that in writing. Because if it's not in writing, then it ain't it. And I hear some, sports commentary say, "Oh, it's an unwritten rule. You don't sit on the opposite team." It wasn't really the opposite team. It was a track meet of a bunch of different schools coming together, and it was pouring down raining. Sometimes and then I'm gonna get off. But sometimes situations calls for modifications. Let me explain what I mean by that. Okay, it was. Let's just say, I'm always going back to my military days, but let's just say the bunker in which we had to run into in Iraq. Let's just say if the bunker belonged to another command, another battalion, right? But we was walking by the bunker and we heard incoming. So because that bunker belonged to another battalion, does that mean we can't take cover and try to save our life in somebody else's bunker? Is that what that means? So sometimes different situations call for modifications. It was pouring down raining. That's the only reason why he was under the tent in the first damn place. Do I feel like he would have sat in the tent if it wasn't raining? No. So these boys, these twins was just being nasty humans. Okay? They were being nasty humans. And they didn't want him to sit there. During our Little League football game, we sat where we wanted to. Ain't no assigned seats. Sat on the opposite side, just talk shit, friendly. Yeah. So, hey, TC Love. So again, they were being, they're, I hear, oh, they're so nice guys. They're nice guys. In my opinion, I do not believe they were nice guys, because if they were nice guys, they wouldn't have tried to kick a young fella out of their area in the rain. So that right there knocks out the nice guy plea to me. Okay. I don't care what the news have to say. They ain't no damn nice guys telling somebody to get from underneath our tent, even though it's raining. Get your ass from underneath. I'm not saying he said it like that, but whatever. So anyway, but thank y'all so very much. Thanks those that did pour into this live. I do appreciate you guys. Binky Bink was the first one that pulled up. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. Denise, Raw Truth, Miss Sean, Deanne, Cheryl, Tawana, Platinum Bracelet, Tawana, we got two Tawanas. We got a Tawana and a Tiwana. Okay, thank you. And Tanya. We got Kibo. I'm here for this type of content. Okay, Tanya says, I'm here for all topics. Showing my support. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. She said, Queen Captain Amoira, thank you. Supporting Amoira on all topics. Thank you. I appreciate that. Finally able to catch a live, and I'm here for these type of lives. Thank you so very much. Continue being the GOAT of the YouTube streets. Thank you, Sharab. Thank you, Tammy B, supporting a great live. Thank you, Miss Pamela, Miss Amoira. You are the real GOAT. You are the real GOAT. Love this live. Thank you so much. And me, members of 19 months, great breakdown, Amoira. Thank you so very much. Y'all know I will be back to cover this story, but I've also received like 2 more stories to cover as well. So I may come back a little bit later today to cover another story. I ask that you guys please check into that. We got a football player that tried to unalive his girlfriend by strangulation. We will be talking about that. We will also be talking about, there's another football player that just unalived himself because he was involved in a, I want to say it was like a hit and run or something, and he unalived some people on the street, and he took his life because he didn't want to face justice. So we have quite a few cases to break down. You guys are constantly sending me cases because I know y'all don't want to see me in the mess all the time, and I appreciate that. So continue to send me stories like this, drama filled. Well, it's drama, but you know what I mean. So that we can continue to, stay busy breaking down interesting stories like this. Okay. She said, who made the tent monitors? They damn selves, they damn mama, they damn daddy. That's the only person that made them the damn tent monitors. Their entitlement. So we're going to talk about all that type of stuff here. And then listen, it doesn't matter what color you are. I don't want you to feel that you can't voice your opinion. And if I made you feel like that earlier, I apologize, because that's not what I want. I don't want you to not voice your opinion or whatever, because you can voice your opinion, but let's not do it in a way that, let me see, how do I want to say this? It's just so many times in these type of cases, you hear people say things like, well, why he just didn't leave? And it gets kind of touchy. And the reason being is because we're always told, and I say we as Black people are always told to just back off, walk away, just, to be the bigger person. We're always told to be the bigger person, be the bigger person, be the bigger person. Like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like, why? When is it going to ever become mind your own fucking business and keep your hands to yourself, She said, read my comment, please. Let me see where your comment at. Me. She said, Amoira. Why won't come up? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Why your comment won't come up, me? Oh, Amoira. Me personally, I wonder, UGLF. I wonder, UGLF, the knife is from work because the DA stated he was a stalker at HEB. Oh, I wonder if the knife is from work. We will find out. And that's what I'm saying. We will find out. We will definitely find out. I don't know if they allow you to take that home with you, but we will find out. Let me ask you, me, you said you was in court today with them, right? Did Carmelo speak in court today? Did he say anything in court? Did he say anything in the courtroom, me? She said all that sense of entitlement made them F around and find out. I'm sure they've been doing this to people. At this time, they found out the hard way. I'm sorry. If they would have left this kid alone, this would not be going on. Sorry, stepped out. Did you say you're coming back, Amoira? Yes, I'm coming back, but not to talk about this unless it's an update today. I'm going to talk about a different case. She says no. So he did not speak in court. Okay, his lawyer probably told him not to. All right. She said just the Austin parents. Oh, they spoke in court? What did they say? Write it in the comments. Let me read it right quick. Me was actually in court today, you guys. What did the Austin parents say? Did they stick together like they were a couple? Wait a minute, what? No, I didn't hear that now, Kathleen. Hold on a second. That's not what I heard. Let me look that up. Let me look that up because I don't want to repeat that unless it's true. Hold on 1 second. I did not hear that. Hold on. At all. Oh, yeah. That's not true. I'm glad I didn't read that. That's not true. They were on the team. They were both on the track team, and Austin had just completed the shot put. And this event shortly before the tragic event occurred. So that's not true. They were both on the track team. So that's not true. And it says both brothers were both football players. And well, wait a minute. It said both brothers were standout football players. What the hell does standout mean? Like standout meaning that big players. Okay, so yeah, they were both football players and they were on the track team. Okay, so that's not true. And the advocate said that the advocate for the family said that both parties were on the roster to be there. Okay, there was a roster, a school roster, and they were both on the roster to be there. She said, okay, then I heard it wrong then. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me, Kathleen, there's a lot of information out. And that's why I said I want to verify before I put the information out, because I don't want to just go around just repeating all these rumors that's out there. There's a lot of rumors out there. And I don't want to just spread it. So you're not wrong. If you heard it, there's no worries. But that's why I just wanted to verify. But I did hear the advocate himself, the family's advocate, Karmelo Anthony's family advocate, say that both boys were on the roster to be there. So like none of the parties were there, you know, in the wrong, meaning that they weren't allowed to be there. She said they just gave the character of their son and why they felt that it should remain at 1 million. Okay, all right, I got it. She said, I'll be back for this. I've been here just working. I don't like that these people tried to railroad him. Exactly. And I just really found that out today, too, TC, that it wasn't just Austin, it was his brother as well. My husband has carried a pocket knife since he was a kid because he worked very young, and it was a tool for him. That's probably why he had a knife as well. Okay. All right. Well, hey, thank y'all for showing up. I do appreciate it. Like this live and share it. And I will be back when there is more updates. I may even do little short videos or whatnot if there's updates as well. We're going to continue to talk about it. Of course, we're going to carry it all the way out. But he has not been released as of yet because the money that comes available, it takes time. Like when you have these GoFundMes and these other type, gift, serve, whatever it is, it takes a while for you to get the money. So he may come home today because the family might pull together and get the $25,000, right? But if he's not come home today, I'm sure it's going to be within the next couple of days. So I do believe he will be home this week, but it may very well be today. Okay. She says, what time are you coming back today? I'm not sure the exact time. Oh shit, it's already 3 o'clock. So probably in the next couple of hours. Let me ask Internet Sister, do she plan on doing a live or anything? She says, so they were both in the right to be there. They were both in the right to be there. Absolutely. The school owned the tent, not the kids. They should have minded their own damn business. Wait, what time are you coming back? I'm here as well. Just can't comment, but I shared the live. Thank you, Marlon. That's what we love about you, though. You will make sure it's facts before repeating it. Exactly, because there's so much stuff out there, and I don't want to just put lies out there to make the boys seem like they're bad if they're not. You know what I mean? So yes. But anyway, I love y'all. Give me a couple of hours. Let me call the Internet Sister and find out what time she's going live, and then I'll let y'all know on my Facebook page what time I'm coming back live. Okay? I love y'all. Talk to y'all in a bit. Okay. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Yay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family. These motherfuckers don't be wanting to listen. Because
they can't make $1 without